What's up, everybody? This is Eddie. I'm here at Eddie's Cantina number 2, live with my man, Brett Tieman. Is it Tieman or Taiman?
Tieman.
Tieman, okay. So, Brett, I'm really happy to have you here. Thanks for taking the time. I know you're super busy right now.
Well, you told me you had a show with hot wings, and I do like the hot sauces.
Perfect.
So I'm really excited to see what we have to offer here today.
I'm very excited to get you on the second round here to try some of the spicier ones, because I know you're one of the few people that really enjoys the spice. So
I'm a big fan of spice.
So if I were to ask you, how do you do with really spicy food?
I do well.
What would you say? You do well,
I'm a
yeah?
fan.
You're a fan?
Yeah, I'm really excited to get to the second plate.
Okay. So, all right, well, let's get
Maybe I'll regret it later. I don't know.
Well, it happens sometimes. But let's get on the first one, all right? And then you can introduce yourself to those. How about you introduce yourself first? How about that?
Okay.
To those who do not know Brett Tieman. Who is Brett Tieman? Tell the world.
It's a big question. Well, I'm Brett Tieman.
Okay.
From New Jersey. Been in Taiwan for about 8 years. Started a brewing company about 5 years ago called 23 Brewing Company with my partner Matt. And since we started the brewing company, we've grown into a bar about 3 years ago. Just had its third birthday called 23 Public.
And where's that one at, man? The
it's
location?
On Xinhai Lu near Tai Power Station.
So we'll put all the links. I have the link. I already linked the your brewing page, and then after we'll check the links out, and we can put the links for your for where you're at now. I actually put the comedy club link on there as well, because that is something that's new, right?
That's coming up.
So will you be performing on there? Or what? Yeah. Little open
that is
mic?
the question. I don't know.
Little open mic action? No? Yeah.
I would be hesitant to go on stage.
Well, we have a couple of pints of wee heavy, big pop, and then maybe we'll go out and do a show. Yeah.
I think what we should do is
the liquid courage.
I would feel more confident if I were to go on stage with some of my friends who have doing it for the first time as well.
Sure, of course,
maybe
like Sam and
on one of the Monday open mics we can go test our skills and see if we have what it takes.
Actually, last week I had Sam on, and I was telling Sam that I'm definitely going to try it. I'm going to try it out for sure.
I believe it.
Yeah, I'll definitely try it out, and if I bomb, I bomb. You know, it is what it is, right? You got to try new things, right?
That's true.
So let's get started. The first wing is the super simple, basic buffalo. We use some Franks for that. So what we do is we got the wing, we got the drumstick. You choose. You're the man. Whatever you want. Go drumstick. And I will take the other one. Yeah. So this is just the basic.
I didn't realize I was taking the drumstick away from you.
No, hell no, man. It's all good, brother. It's all good.
Tastes like home.
Tastes like home. So you guys gonna have the comedy club up and running very soon, right?
We hope, yeah. We're looking at a soft opening on the 14th for comedians.
Okay.
And, people who are invested in the project, I would say. And the following week we'll start programming, and the following weekend we should have some pretty big shows lined up to.
Okay. Well, one of the investors is Brian, right?
Correct.
Right, Brian.
Yeah.
So he's blown up. I mean, we had him here maybe a year or 2 years ago. We had him here performing at Eddy's, and
for real.
Since then, he's been he's obviously not because of that, but he's been blowing up. Like, it's pretty crazy if you see some of his the night show and stuff like that. It's pretty mad how he blew up. It's amazing. I think that's great. I think that's a good ace to have up the sleeve for the comedy club for sure.
Yeah. Well, Brian's a smart, hardworking guy, so I think all the success he's had, he's worked hard and earned himself. So
awesome.
Awesome, man. Really happy to have him involved in the project.
I'm excited to go, man. I want to go out. I'll let you eat your wing. I'm saying I'd like to go out there and try some open mic, but also I enjoy like when we did the comedy shows here, I enjoyed them, but it's different when it's your own place, right? Because you're looking around, people are, oh, this guy needs another beer, oh, these guys are this, and this guy needs more nachos, this guy needs a refill on his chips. But if you're out, like going to your place, going outside of your own business, being a customer, it's very different, and I'm looking forward to that.
True. I mean, I understand what you're talking about when you're on your home turf. You're really worried about the customer experience, and you're kind of constantly paying attention to how people are responding to the environment and the products, and are they having a good time?
For sure. Do you have a most popular beer? Like, what's your most popular beer, big seller right now? Do you have one, or are they all kind of even, or?
Yeah, I would say, generally speaking, whatever we bring out most recently tends to be a big spike in interest. And
Okay. So new stuff goes...
For sure.
Goes up. Okay.
New stuff tends to take off, and then it kind of gets into line with the rest of the portfolio.
That's cool.
We generally try to keep about 8 beers around.
Okay. Do you guys have any like long-termer ones that have just been killing it from day one? Like any, like, this is your classic beer? Like I could guess probably a few, but yeah, I mean, I love them.
Well, so, number one's the first beer that we made, and it's the one that's been around the longest. And it's, at this stage, has kind of a long fan base and customer base. People have it on their menus. The blonde.
I mean, I even go to like just down the street here, Saffron is an Indian restaurant. I mean, it's amazing. There are quite a few Indian restaurants that I really like, but we've been going to Saffron for a long time, and within the last year or two, I started to see number 1 and number 2 on the menu there, which is pretty awesome, man. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be. It can't be easy. I don't see any other local craft on the menu there. Just you guys. So that's.
You're wondering how we did it.
That's curious. I'm curious. Yeah, I'm curious how you did it. I mean,
that's an interesting story, actually.
Yeah. All right.
It was kind of a random family connection. We got to know the people, that own Saffron, and became a little bit friendly.
Okay, nice. The owners are super nice people. They just opened another one downtown. Yeah. And
Saffron 46, which is.
Have you guys went to check that out yet?
It's amazing.
Yeah. The food. I mean, I haven't been to that one, but because we go to this one all the time. So I mean, we love it.
It's really close.
Yeah. It's like.
I would say this is a distinctly different experience.
Okay.
Being that it's on the 46th floor.
They have a nice view and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely a different vibe.
Okay.
So I would say they created 2 very distinct different operations. Both have their own strengths.
Oh, beauty. Okay. Well, I'll definitely have to check that out then. Yeah. Because I do love the food. Actually, when my wife was pregnant with my daughter, we used to go a lot. And since then, I mean, since my daughter was born, she loves like the butter chicken and the curry, and it's pretty funny because she likes spicy food. She likes really heavily flavored food. So when she gets something semi-bland, she's kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to eat that. And I'm like, no, you got to eat it. That's for dinner, You
got to start early and
she's just like, yeah, I'm not going to eat that. And she's really skinny. Everyone's like, how come she's so skinny? I'm like, well, she eats what she likes. I mean, she eats Mexican. She loves Mexican. She loves Indian. She loves Thai. She loves Japanese. So, I mean, she's... It's funny because when I picked her up from kindergarten once, she's like, Dad, I think we can get some American brisket for dinner tonight. I mean, it's like this 4-year-old, and she's she's awesome. Like this big, and she's talking about like slow smoked, like the real deal brisket, and I'm just like, okay, we got to go to Bob Kevin's, or we got to wait for Tom or somebody, and she's just like, okay. One time I took her to Maji Square, and she just starts bolting it after she was 5 years old. She gets up, she's bolting it over to Raul's, and I'm like, where are you going? She's like, I'm gonna get brisket. I'm like, it's like Wednesday, there's no brisket there. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah. She's like, where's the brisket guy, Uncle Tom? I'm like, oh,
Raul had Tom here every day.
Yeah. So she did think that, so it was pretty funny, man.
Yeah, well, I think that's an important, like you talk about like how I got to or ask why,
sure,
or how I got into spicy food. And it was definitely from, like, I was actually born in Arkansas, and I kind of grew up in that area, so Tex-Mex was a staple.
Okay, sure.
And on occasion, we'd get down to New Orleans.
Okay, so
we got into Cajun food as a family.
Okay.
So I really got excited about spicy food at an early age, so it sounds like your daughter's on the right track.
She's on the right track, yeah. Okay, so she eats like raw diced onions, like.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
She loves that.
It's
crazy.
You said that's what she likes to have.
That's what she likes. All the other kids freak out, man. They're just like, what's that? She's like, it's great. And she eats it, and she's like, it's good. And other kids are like, oh my God, what is that? She's like,
I'm
what?
gonna try to feed my daughter.
Just give her some onions,
next
man.
and see
Raw
what
onions.
happens.
See what she does. Your daughter's how old now?
For a little over 4.5.
Okay.
She is not into spicy food one bit.
Okay.
Despite my best efforts.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep trying. Never give up.
She so that would be kindergarten, Zhongban, or is she in kindergarten, or is she still home?
She's still pre-K. She goes to a little Montessori.
Okay. Does she like it?
She seems to like school. Yeah.
Okay, that's
I think
nice.
She's been going to school because one of the things about having your own business.
Yes.
My wife's very much involved in 23 as well. So
Okay.
we don't really have our daytime available to us for one of us to take care of her.
I understand. Yeah.
We got her started in school early.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
Around 1.
Okay. Really? Okay.
And I have to say, I don't regret it one bit.
Okay.
And I don't feel like we did her a disservice because potty training was a piece of cake.
She's probably really social though, right? Because of that.
Super social,
Yeah. Okay. That's
very
good.
social.
Love it.
Very
Love
well
it.
adjusted to being around strangers or friends or whatever.
Okay. Very cool. Very
good.
cool. So let's go on the next one, and then I'll get on to the next question. What do you think? So the next one is chipotle. Actually, speaking of my daughter, that's her favorite one. It's like a chipotle is like a jalapeno that's smoked, right? So it's like a sweet, smoky sort of a flavor. So that's pretty good. I mean, some people think that it's spicy. I don't. I'm a little surprised when that happens, but hey, people have different levels to the game, right? So help yourself, man. Whatever you want to do.
I think I'm just gonna go drumsticks all the way, man.
Go drumstick all the way. Do it, dude. You should. You should do
I'm
drumstick all the way. Get on in there, man.
This is my dinner, so.
Hell yeah. Well, okay. Well, then
Everybody's
definitely.
watching in there, like, why is he devouring these wings?
Definitely the
That's,
drumstick, man.
My dinner.
All right.
That's good. Did you make this in-house, or is it really good?
Yeah, we make almost everything in-house, actually.
I don't think I've had Eddie's Chipotle dish yet.
You haven't, really? Okay.
It might just be because I order the same thing over and over when I come. I don't know.
That was one of the things when you were saying earlier that new products, they spike. For me, in my experience of the restaurant, you put something new out there because everyone's like, hey, you got to do something new. Then you go out and you do something new. They come in and I'm like, hey, I got something new for you. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. But I just want fish tacos. And I'm like, okay, well, next time. They're like, yeah, next time. And then, things go by and they're just, sometimes the new stuff doesn't make it and it gets pulled from the menu. And they're like, hey, well, remember that thing? I'm like, oh, yeah.
I think it's very much the opposite with craft beer. I think one of the joys of the craft beer to the consumer is the choice.
Yeah.
So I think people are always looking for something new to try.
Okay. What do you think of the whole, you've been here for how long now?
About 8 years.
Okay. That's probably my daughter calling.
Is he eating my Chipotle?
Yeah, he's eating my Chipotle wings. Daddy, how come you skipped me on the show again? No, basically, yeah. How do you feel about from 8 years ago, there was nothing. Right? Like zero. Until now, there's quite a few breweries popping up here and there. Right? It seems like it kind of peaked and then some kind of faded. You obviously know more about the industry than I do. So how do you feel about the industry right now as a whole in Taiwan?
I think when we first started, it was about 5 years ago, right?
Okay, yeah, something like that.
It was really hard for the first 2 years. Going into the third year, we started to feel a little bit, or the industry started to feel maybe starting to get a little bit more spacious, more because there were brands piling in.
Okay.
And the surface area of the beer industry here in Taiwan started to grow. Consumer interest started. You started to see more places opening that were interested in serving tap beer.
Yeah,
or
sure.
draft beer, and more bottle shops and more venues welcoming it into their business and thinking that it was something that they should get involved in.
What did you think sort of changed their mindset of in the beginning, no one knew anything about craft beer, and then all of a sudden barbershops, you could get craft beer, you know what I mean? It's like, whoa, what do you think kind of caused that? Or
I think it's a little bit rise in quality from all the factories that we're producing here.
Okay, yeah.
So the products were becoming more consistent, more.
Okay.
I think just in general more better, I guess.
Okay, yeah. I could definitely vouch for that. Definitely, there was a point where there was loads, as a restaurant owner, there's loads of breweries and loads of brewers coming in, dropping off samples, and some of them were I mean, some of them were good, some of them were maybe not as good, and it was just, you know, you're like, okay, well, you know, maybe I'll give this guy a try. I'll buy a couple cases or something. Then the price comes out, and it's the same as the good local ones, if not more. And they're like, well, you know, ours has to cost more than 23 or than Red Point or whatever because we're doing smaller batches. And I'm like, that's tough as a restaurant owner when you're like, okay, so I'm going to pay more for a lower quality. And that's tough. That was tough for me, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the other aspect of my answer would be education as well. Like, I think more people kind of understand the product and feel like they're getting into it themselves, that they have more confidence and more interest in it.
Okay.
And in the beginning, I think there was a bit of disinformation about what craft beer is. And I think that's kind of like this idea of...
If you could clear that up in like one or two sentences, like you know...
Just because you're making a small batch doesn't mean it's going to be better than a big batch.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Like, that doesn't mean anything.
Sure, okay. That makes sense. Okay.
So I think the term craft beer is functional from a market differentiation standpoint, but it doesn't equal quality, right?
Yeah, sure, of course, yeah.
I know a lot of people who don't like craft beer because they started with the wrong craft beer, and then they thought, like, why am I paying more for this? Why do I want this? Or they go somewhere and somebody made a beer that they gave the wrong label to, meaning beer style. Like, they're misrepresenting what this beer is supposed to be.
And that hurts the whole industry, you think? Or
I think when you start to take liberties with some of the structure of what the art form is, like an IPA should be in a certain range. There's actually like globally agreed guidelines of what an IPA is. And if someone's going to take something to market and present it that's not an IPA, then they're misrepresenting what that is, and that can create confusion. And that's something that you can actually talk to Matt about, because that rubs Matt the most.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Somebody brings something to market and it's not what it says it is, because
that happens like, a lot. That happens a lot. I think
we already have a challenge to educate people. So when you bring something and you're misidentifying it, it makes it harder for the entire industry to kind of thrive. I think, because then people are confused about what's a Scotch ale, or what's an any IPA, or what's this? You know, like, because I think the name of the game, especially in a new market like Taiwan, is you get one chance. Like, to have somebody who's never tried any of this stuff. Yeah. And this is what we really work hard to train our staff on. Like, someone comes in and never had craft beer before. It's really important that you help lead them to the right one. Okay. So that they can go away thinking, I'm going to try that again.
Okay. Yeah, it's similar to the restaurant business, actually. I mean, like, you don't have that many chances to make a first impression. I mean, like I have customers that go to one shop or the other, and then they love it, and then they go to one of the other shops, and then maybe they have a crappy experience, and they're just like, oh man, like I just got a crappy review the other day, and that I have to reply to still, and I haven't. And it was basically like, it was that day last week, I think, or a few days ago, where it got really cold, and then I mean, his food was cold, and he's like, oh, I got the food cold, and blah, blah, and I'm like, you know, and I kind of have to tell everybody, when it's freezing everywhere, make sure, you know, get everything going, throw it in the oven for like 30 seconds and then bring it out, you know. But, you know, live and learn. It sucks. It sucks getting crappy reviews, but...
happens to all of us.
It happens to everybody, yeah. I also wanted to ask you, what is the origin of the 23? Like, what does it come from? Where does it come? Why is it 23 Brewing Company? Is it Michael Jordan, or is it, I mean, do you know what I mean? Like...
When we started the company, we wanted to do something that would be as easily understood by English speakers and by Chinese speakers.
Okay, very smart.
If we were in America, we'd do something clever, linguistic, like We Live Our Beer.
We Live Our
which is
Beer.
a fun take on our We Live Our Beer.
I like
motto.
that.
So,
it's a nice.
but that's not
too.
no one's gonna get that.
I
So
saw
we-
that. I
we
thought it
c-
was pretty cool. But
Well, you understand.
Yeah.
But if we were to come out and with a clever English name,
something
in this,
witty,
in this environment, it wouldn't really fly.
Okay.
So the 23.
So the 23 was just for simplicity to me, like this 2, 3,
really easy to look at and understand.
any language. Yeah. Okay.
It's a really interesting number if you dig into it, and we were finding kind of 23 million people in Taiwan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
At the
Is
time
true?
that
I didn't
we
know that. Okay.
started the company,
Okay.
as I was telling you before, the globally agreed guidelines of
Okay.
what a beer style is, there was 23 categories.
Oh, that's
So we
cool.
were kind of finding relationships with 23. So we just tell people it's our lucky number.
Okay. Worked for Jordan, right?
Well, that's, I mean,
a little bit.
I
yeah,
think,
yeah.
Jordan being 23 is part of the 23 thing. I'm not saying that we created that, but we're just riding on the.
That's cool, man. Yeah, no, I think get rid of that for you. Yeah, I always wanted to ask that. I may have asked it before, but
I have a much longer answer. That
You have a
or
longer
that I can
version,
give you,
somewhere?
another time. It's,
okay. All right, cool. All right, well, let's get on number 3. Number 3 is so basically there's this a guy growing these chili peppers down south, and he sent me this batch of this really small one. I don't even know what it's called in English, but it's called like xiaomi in Chinese, and it's spicy, but it's got that's it. And it's got like a really weird kind of a funky taste. And so I said, okay, bring it up, and I made a hot sauce out of it, and that's it. So it's a weird one because sometimes you get it and you're like, oh shit, this is spicy, and then sometimes you get it and I'm like, hey, there's no more spicy. Then like a week goes by and then I'm like, oh, what the hell, it's spicy again. So it's kind of a hit or miss. It's on the first
get your shit
round.
together, farmer.
There you go. Yeah, it's on the first round, but I don't know. Actually, it's not him. It's just the sauce kind of goes. It's got like a life of its own. It's a weird one.
It's
So.
terroir.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
The variability of the soil and the environment.
There you
which is
go.
grown.
All right, well, get on that drumstick,
Cool, man.
man. Get on the red drumstick there. Okay.
But I enjoyed that you were having a challenge finding how to describe flavor.
Bye. Thanks,
That's a
guys.
similar challenge that we have. Like, how do you describe a flavor?
I
You know,
think
like
you know.
how do you find words in the language to tell people what they're going to experience?
Yeah. I think it's tough because it's also tough for me because we get like a new beer and like your Scotch ale, and I tell the staff, okay, try it. You know, that's the best way. But if we get bottles, it's like, okay, we crack a couple bottles, everyone tries it, and then it's shift change. Someone comes in, they don't know what it is, it's not on tap. Customers will come in and ask about it, and they you know, it's a tough one to explain. We actually hired about a year ago. What's his name? Charlie. This guy Charlie. He's like this beer connoisseur guy, and he came in and he gave us like a class, and it was pretty awesome. And then, but I mean, that staff's gone already. You know what I mean? Like, because the turnover is it's a tough one. I mean, how about you guys? You guys have a pretty quick turnover rate in your industry, or?
In terms of staff?
Yeah, in terms of staff. Like, the restaurant is unfortunately. This turnover, yeah. What do you think? That one is spicy now?
Yeah,
it's up
that's
and down,
spicy.
right?
That
It's
is for
spicy
sure
again,
spicy.
right?
It's really tasty though. Really enjoyed that.
Well, thank you. So the industry, it's okay. Finding staff, I mean, when we used to open later, we would have a hard time finding people that would that want to do the night shift, like the late shift. So you guys obviously that's the shift, right? So how is it that you're able to find people for that? Like the late shift is easier? Is it easy to find people for the late shift?
It's not easy to find people for the late shift.
Okay.
Well, public,
Yeah.
the Shanghai location closes at midnight
Okay.
and opens at 3:30. So the general shift's around like
Okay.
I think it's like 7 to midnight for a part-time, and it's
Wow.
Small space. You don't have to do a lot of running around.
Okay.
We have a easier time retaining people at that one. I think
Okay.
It's more stable.
Okay.
It's very chill.
So right now you have music room. You have the original public.
In music room.
Okay. Cutting you off there. Go ahead.
That was a challenge with staff because, particularly for the manager, because that place will go until 4 or 5 in the morning.
That's tough. That's
and
tough.
when you're
it's
putting,
great when you're a customer.
You're putting several of those nights together in a row.
Yeah.
It gets hard.
Have you ever done like a night shift job before this, like back home or in any previous jobs?
Does professional alcoholic count?
Well, that's different because that's like you're the customer, right? Like you're there. You're like last night actually. A couple of my buddies are leaving town, and it was kind of like they showed up. They messaged me. They're like, "Hey, man, we're leaving in 2 days," and it's like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, things happen. Blah blah blah." So want to go to KTV or you want to do whatever, right? I'm like, okay, cool. So I thought, okay, I'm going to be here for a while. So I said, let's do KTV here, and then we'll go out for beers after. So we were drinking beers here, singing till about 11ish, and then we went out for some beers after that. Went to patio last night, and then it's rough because sometimes, like, I love going out for beers, but what happens is, the owner or wherever you go, people are knowing you and they're bringing shots out. And then when the shots come out, you're like, no, because when I do, if you just say yes, they're like, oh, cool, more. All these shots, they just keep coming.
I try to avoid shots as much as I possibly can. And
then when the shots come, then I'm done. Like I start buzzing, and then I'm like, whatever, let's just have whatever. And so last night I was pretty good, but I still woke up not so great, not so great today.
Yeah. Well, I have to say that's one good thing about having a kid.
It's a good excuse to be like, guys, taking the kid to school in the morning.
It's also
I pulled that card.
The difficult
last night.
thing about having a kid is I do like going out and communing with the community.
Okay, sure,
like
of course, yeah, of course, yeah.
So about I'll say like a month and a half ago, the manager at Music Room just randomly quit.
Oh, that's rough.
So Matt and I were actually working night shifts there. And,
okay.
It was really.
It
was fun,
gig,
but it was
man.
hard.
Yeah.
I will say, we did that for about 6 weeks.
Okay. You got somebody in there now? Yeah.
Yeah, we got a
okay.
pretty solid new manager. Really excited about him.
Nice. That's good news.
He's doing good work.
Okay.
He's,
excellent.
I think the right guy for the job. But
okay, great.
We were interviewing the whole time, trying to find people that wanted to work those hours. So that was hard.
Definitely.
But
yeah.
Interestingly, finding part time for those hours was not that hard.
Okay.
Finding someone who was willing to take that kind of burden on to keep it going, that was a challenge for sure. And having worked 6 weeks there, you
get a new respect for it, right? Yeah. It gets busy at crazy time, I bet, right? Like, when does it get really busy at Music Room? Like midnight, or does it start earlier? Or
I would say midnight to 2.
Midnight? Okay.
We have like Maji's an interesting place because
we
got Triangle, we got Craft and Raoul.
Yeah.
I hear some new folks moving in for additional nightlife options. Oh, we have Triple X as well, the cocktail bar.
That's right by you guys, right? I think.
Yeah, right next door.
Yeah.
And that's been really fun because.
How does that work out with sort of all the sort of nightlife places kind of side by side? Is that a good thing where it's like kind of like hey, this is the place to go because we got all these options, or how does that work out for you guys?
I hope it. I mean, I like it.
Yeah, it's been good.
I love all the people that operate those businesses.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing but great things to say about our neighbors.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Really
Except for Raoul. Sorry, buddy.
Raoul's,
yeah.
That guy is something.
Yeah, he's something else, that guy, right? Yeah, so...
Well, it's funny, like, moving into Maji was really fun because I got to spend some Wednesday Friends Days with Raoul and Sunday Fun Days.
Sunday Fun Day with Raoul,
I was working Wednesdays and Sundays, so...
Okay, good. Raoul's he's a great guy, man. He basically lives across the street from my other...
Is he really?
Well, I have to say that because we're live. No, but he lives across the street basically from my other restaurant, and I basically see him every day. So he's a good guy. And actually, he was kind of one of my still is one of my secret sort of behind the scenes guy. I'll be like, Raul, you know, I'm looking for, you know, a fruit beer with like a cherry-ish or something, you know, and he'll be like, bang, bang, bang. This is the guy. This is the person. So shout out to Raul, man. He's been good. He's been good to us, man. You want to come say hi? So basically, I was asking about the night shift because I actually, one of my jobs when I was in college was I did the night shift at Walmart.
For real?
I was a Walmart night shift guy.
Were you a greeter?
No, I wasn't a greeter. I did the warehouse. I always did the grunt work stuff. So I did that for a while, and it's rough, man. Night shift is rough, you know.
Well, you kind of shift.
You become a zombie.
Yeah,
almost.
you're just in a different time frame than everybody else.
Yeah, you become a bit of a zombie. So my daughter's here. She just wants to come and say hi to you.
Nice.
Say hi. Did you go play your Pokemon today? No? Where's your mom?
At Shopify.
Okay. Love you. Go play, okay? All right. So, the skill of learning to brew, I mean, how did that come, you know, to you? Were you a natural? Did you learn it somewhere? Did you take a course? Was it just like trial and error?
I guess it was all of the above.
Okay.
If you think about it.
Okay.
Well, you talked about 8 years ago. There wasn't much in terms of beer
yes,
here.
Sure. You started off homebrewing.
Yeah. So at that time, I was really craving just pale ale, basically.
Okay. Sure.
Just
Okay.
the flavors that I was accustomed to drinking all the time. And
True. Okay.
at the time, the homebrew community in Taiwan was underway, but
Okay.
it didn't really take off until the same time craft beer took off, I would
Okay.
say. So at the beginning, it was a lot
man.
more of an intimate community where
Okay.
people were really...
Aaliyah, go tell him to bring round 2. Okay. Thanks. All right.
That's child labor.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's my child, so I can get away with it, right? Yeah. My child she's been pouring beer since she was like 3, man. She'd go over to kids would be playing like
I'm gonna
imaginary.
I'm gonna put her to work next because my beer is almost empty.
Round 2. Just tell the kitchen. And so my daughter would have this like imaginary tea set, and she'd be like, all the little girls would be like, and my daughter would be like, who wants one of these?
You want some tea?
Who wants one of these? And then everyone's like,
That's classic.
what is that? And you know, she's like 3 years old. She's like, beer. And kids are like, what is that? And she's like, beer. That's what daddies drink. I mean,
Right.
your daddy doesn't drink beer, and the kids are like, huh? All the Taiwanese little girls with their like fancy little dresses and imaginary tea sets, and she's just like, your dad doesn't drink beer? Like what? She's kind of blown away by that.
Corrupting.
Yeah,
Corrupting.
it's funny. Did you tell them? All right. So perfect.
So at the time it was a very intimate community.
Okay.
And it was really fun to get started, and at that time I had really no job.
Okay.
So made a lot of beer
Okay.
for a whole year. Just made a bunch of beers.
Okay.
And the learning process was a combination of reading books, YouTube.
Okay. YouTube's amazing, man.
Right?
I had this buddy who had a pizza place in Taoyuan, and he had this beautiful brick oven. And I went out and I'm like, this is crazy, man. And I'm like, did you build this thing? He's like, yeah, I built it myself. I'm like, how the hell did you learn how to build a brick oven? And he's like, YouTube. I was like, YouTube? Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah. Really cool. Yeah.
And yeah, it's exactly, yeah. It's a really an amazing time to want to learn something because here I came in, I had never really thought about making beer before.
Okay.
Until I finally had the need to.
Okay, sure.
And
Sick of the lagers and the Heinekens and all that all over the place. Yeah, sure.
Just wanted something different.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I found a Facebook group of like-minded people.
Okay.
Of very mixed nationality, you know.
Did you just stumble upon that, or were you like actively searching for some kind of community?
I think I asked. I forget who I asked. I asked someone who was making beer at the time.
Okay. Is that community still active now? Is it the homebrewers community, or
it's still very active, and it's gotten significantly larger. It was interesting to see how
there's one Facebook
rapidly
group.
that group kept growing.
There's a massive one on Facebook. Is that the group? like Home
Yeah,
Brewer
it is.
Society or
Homebrew
something like that.
Maniacs
Yeah,
or
that
whatever,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's the
Yeah,
one.
we had
huh?
a ton of fun that
Okay.
first year. That's how I met Matt, actually.
Really? Okay,
through
okay.
The homebrew community.
You didn't meet him at Triangle? No?
No, well, Matt was living in Taichung at the time.
Okay.
It was really interesting. I went down to Taichung for
Okay.
a really tiny little homebrew competition that
Okay.
one of our previous suppliers, there
Sure.
was a guy from California that was selling homebrew ingredients, but he was also starting a business to supply
Okay.
commercial breweries.
Yeah.
So he was based in Taichung. He hosted a little event. I went down there and met Matt. In Matt's typical way, he gets everybody to come back to his place for a party.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
That's what he does. Yeah.
And he and his buddy Alex, who you know well,
Alex, yeah.
Yeah.
Monster shout out to Alex,
they
Monster
had
Pizza,
a
right?
little
Yeah.
homebrew set up on the second floor above one of Alex's
Oh,
pizza stands.
that's right.
called
Okay,
the
okay.
BRB, or the Backroom Brewing, I think they called it.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
And
okay.
He had a ton of ingredients. He was making his beer down in Taichung, and we just hit it off because it's easy to hit it off with Matt. He's really
He's a
easy
good
guy
guy,
to
yeah. He's
connect with, and
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, definitely.
so we hit it off and started talking shop. We even actually made a beer that day, and I never got
Really?
to taste it, but Matt said it was really good.
That sounds like Matt. That sounds like Matt. Yeah, he's like, oh, it was awesome, man.
It was awesome. Yeah, everybody's loving. Everybody's loving.
Everyone's loving it. Too bad. Next time I'll save you some. Yeah. That's funny. All right. Well, it looks like we're just about to finish the first round here, brother.
Yeah.
So get on that, man. Get on that last one. I believe that's the Cayenne. Yeah. So that one.
Cayenne. Okay.
So the Cayenne one, I was able to source these really nice locally grown cayenne peppers, and I made this sauce out of it. This is kind of a first.
creamy, huh?
Yeah, it's creamy. What I try to do is I try to make the sauces a little bit creamy, and then try to experiment with different chilies and stuff. So it's probably not as hot as the last one, but
Yeah, the last one was pretty hot.
the last one's
actually.
hotter. Yeah.
I thought, when I was talking a big game,
Yeah.
and number 3 was already pretty spicy.
Yeah, see, so the number 3 that's the one that goes up and down, right?
So
So I'm probably going to use this one to replace the buffalo, and I'm going to tweak it up and stuff a little bit because I think this one's
yeah,
going
it's
really
a good
well.
base of a buffalo sauce. For you, learning how to cook, was that something that you just learned from your family, or? Because I think like when I was approaching brewing,
Yeah,
my palate throughout my life has been entirely educated by my family, right?
Of course,
Like,
of course, yeah.
Everything I think tastes good or bad was
Yeah.
shaped kind of by my
example
mom's
number
cooking,
1, my daughter, right? Exactly, I agree. My mom, everyone loves their mom's cooking. It's like the best food in the world. Whether the particular mom is an amazing cook or not, but if that's what you grew up on, you're like, oh, that's what you love. And so I agree 100%. I learned to cook with my mom, basically. Cooking with mom, sort of every time I'm cooking with my mom, I try to. You don't have any wet ones? Oh, shoot.
I need to open it.
There you go. Oh, okay, my man. There you go.
Open it with clean hands.
Yeah. All right, I'll open one up for you. Here you go, brother.
Thanks.
Get on that. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So, my mom has been a cook basically her whole life, and she works in a cafeteria, and she's basically cooking all day. And from her like 8 or 10 hour days of work, she would come back from work and cook for us. So she basically was cooking all the time. She's a saint, man. She's always cooking. And there was one time where, she was busy, and we always make our own corn tortillas and stuff like that, right? So there was one time when she just kind of bought a pack of like frozen ones, and she just kind of was like, kind of pawned them off as like, she was busy, right? And there's no shame in that if you're busy, right? So we were eating, and everyone's biting into these corn tortillas, and yeah, in the fridge there's more, yeah, in the bottom fridge there, yeah. Thanks, man. So we're biting into these corn tortillas, and obviously when you have fresh and frozen or fresh, and it's like bread, right? If you go to like a bakery and you get like the bread out of the oven and you slice it, and that's amazing, right? That's one thing. Whereas if you pull like a frozen slice of Wonder Bread out of the freezer, that's not good. It's going to taste very different, right? So when we were eating that we were kind of like, what's going on? What happened to these tortillas? And then my mom was like, well, this is what we had to do, right? Because I've been busy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, cool. So from then on, we're like, let me know. I'll do it. Let me know how to do it. And so from a younger age, we were like, okay, we started to learn that. And, obviously when you're a kid, you don't want to do that much. And, your mom does sort of the hard work. You'd make something for your mom and for the family. And your mom would be like, oh, it's really good. And then you turn away and she fixes it all up. And then all of a sudden it's amazing. Like, what did you do? She's like, nothing. You did that. So that's what moms do. Moms are like, you're amazing. You're like you're the most amazing person ever. And I'm like, what? How did that happen? So that's kind of how I learned it with my mom.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I do love cooking. I love.
Just like, I never want to have frozen tortillas again.
You know what? I don't think. I'm trying to think. I don't think I ever have after that, man. I mean, I've tried them. Like, sometimes we'll go out and we'll try other places, like their food and their tacos and stuff like that. And not all, but most places are not making their own stuff, and they're just using kind of old El Paso taco shells and the frozen tortillas and stuff. And for me, I mean, it's a huge difference. I mean, because I don't like them, obviously, but some people, they don't mind. But if that's one thing that you're used to eating, you get spoiled a little bit, right? So that's what happened with me. Like, the shells are. Yeah.
I have a weird thing where
Sure.
I like really fresh, great food, but I also really like Taco Bell. I'm not gonna lie.
No, hey, you know what?
I like Taco Bell.
There's nothing wrong. The funny thing is, everyone has I believe they're like their junk food thing like that. Where, like, for example, me, when I was a kid. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Can I get a big papa?
Yeah. Can we get a number 3? 1. Yeah. 1. Yeah. Thanks. And basically, KFC. So when I was a kid, we didn't have that much money. So my family we'd pick up my dad and everyone. They'd pick us all up, and, like, instead of going out for a picnic, we'd buy a bucket of KFC, and we'd drive out to the dump. We'd just sit in the car. We'd be at the dump, and we'd watch the bears eat the trash at the dump. And while we'd be sitting there, it's probably
a very
ghetto.
Canadian story.
It's probably a pretty ghetto Canadian story. But I mean, we're all sitting there. I'm this little kid in the back of the car, eating this bucket of, like, chicken. It smells like garbage because we're at the dump. But I'm, like, eating this original. It has to be original recipe. Original recipe. You're sitting there eating your original recipe, and your fries and your big ass Coke, and you're just kind of like, you're enjoying yourself, and you're watching the bears eat and stuff. So that was kind of like my dad's ghetto version of Discovery Channel.
Really?
Yeah. So my dad loves Discovery Channel. So we used to do that all the time. And
you guys would specifically go.
We'd go to the dump for a picnic. We'd go to the dump for
amazing.
A picnic with KFC. So.
And the bears never got interested in your KFC?
No, because at that time, I mean, there's way better food out there in the garbage.
So.
I mean, they weren't. The bears, they don't try to get into your car. It's not like a African safari or anything like that. They're just up there. They climb the pile of trash, and they rip it open, and they eat what they want. And the funny thing is, there was times when we weren't the only ones. There was actually people out there watching the bears, and I thought, okay, we're not normal. We are normal. That's cool. Yeah.
That is
so that's a pretty Canadian story. It's a pretty Canadian story, and yeah. So for me, KFC it has to be original recipe. So once in a while, to this day, I'll still, if, like, my daughter ate, my wife ate, everybody's busy, restaurant's done or whatever, I'll still sneak out for, like, a 2 or 3 piece and a soda it has to be original recipe though.
right.
And sometimes, you know how the fast food works, if it's just sitting there for like 10 or 20 minutes, it's pretty shitty. Like, it's pretty bad. But if you're there and they're just kind of pulling it out.
You're telling me KFC's not making it to order?
They are not making it to order. Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble.
Ruin my...
I don't think Taco Bell is either, man. So
really?
Yeah.
No,
so
that cannot be true.
That can't be true. So basically, it's you get those, but when you get it right out of there, it's like when I bite into that, it's like that nostalgic feeling. I'm like, oh my god, yes, the dump. I'm 5 years old. KFC. That it's a little bit too salty, but it's perfect because that's you drink more Coke like that. It's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah.
So I want to mention some brewers to you, and I want you to tell me what you think. Sort of like a rapid fire deal.
What?
What do you? We're not going to go local ones because we're not trying to start any
Okay.
beef. We're not trying to start any beef.
That's
right?
funny because I was actually hoping to start some beef.
Okay, so we'll start. I can do that.
Jim Sung.
All right. Okay, so Jim and Dad's Brewing. What do you think about Jim and? Okay, let's.
I
go
think
local
Jim
then.
should come to the show. So
I've invited Jim to the show.
Jim's one of the most entertaining, funny guys, and I want to see him in front of the mic eating hot wings.
Have you seen his Bill? Is it Bill Clinton? His Bill Clinton impression? That's pretty
No, I
awesome.
can
Is
imagine
it Bill Clinton? I think it's Bill Clinton. I mix up.
Uh.
Sorry, I'm not American. I mix up all the presidents, but I'm pretty sure it's a Bill Clinton one. It's pretty funny, man. Oh my gosh, and it's spot on too. It's pretty spot on. Yeah. All right. So what about Stone Brewery? We'll mix them all up, local and.
I actually don't have that much of an impression about Stone.
Okay.
I think that's West Coast. It's something that's more in Matt's wheelhouse.
Okay.
I know he's spoken a lot about their independent ethos and the respect that he had for them when they were building the San Diego scene.
Okay.
They were kind of an early into the scene, and they were also very good about, as they grew, giving some of the new and upcoming breweries a little bit of access to what they're able to build in terms of distribution and whatnot.
Okay.
So it seems like a really solid company.
Okay.
I really, really, really like their Mocha IPA.
Okay.
Which rarely comes out.
Okay. Their Mocha IPA? Is that what
They
you
have
said?
a Mocha IPA. That was like the first coffee IPA that I really fell in love with.
That's pretty cool.
And,
okay, I didn't even know that was a
I
thing.
like that beer
Very
quite
cool.
a lot.
All right. What about Brewdog?
Brewdog was one of the first kind of craft beers we could get access to here in Taiwan.
Yeah.
All those years ago.
Punk IPA and that, right? Punk
And
IPA. That's,
so at that point, I was really excited to drink them.
yeah. Okay.
I can't say.
Yeah, you're excited anymore.
Well, no, it's just
Yeah.
I drank those beers years ago, and then they disappeared, and I never really developed a relationship with it.
Okay.
But
Relationship with his beers.
Just
Okay.
watching that brand and
Okay.
their punk.
The Punk IPA is the big
They're
one,
no,
right?
they're like their punk idea of who they are and what they represent, and at the same time they made a hotel.
I was gonna mention the hotel. Yeah. What do you
a
think of
little-
that hotel? Is it like you bathe in IPA? Is that
I don't know.
even a thing? I mean, that's crazy, right?
If you look at our brand, and I'm not comparing us to Brewdog, really. I'm just saying, like,
No.
I understand the desire to take your product and put it in different spaces.
Sure,
So
of
we
course,
have a
of course.
pub, we've got a music spot, and now we're going to be in this comedy club.
Comedy club. I'm excited for that. Yeah.
It's really fun to engage in the creative side of
Okay.
venues.
Sure.
Go down these different roads of creating different experiences for
I love
people in which they can enjoy your beer. But I don't know, like the hotel just seems a little ridiculous.
Have you seen some of the videos that where there's actually like hot tubs of like IPA? It's
Yeah.
pretty. That's crazy.
Why would you want that?
It's weird. I mean,
Why would you want to be in a hot bath of IPA? I don't know.
All right.
Maybe it's good for your complexion. I don't know.
We'll do a couple. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe there's got to be something in there. What about like some of the European ones, like a big one, like an Erdinger?
I like Erdinger. I don't have much to say. I'm not
Nothing
super
special.
familiar, but I will say there are many times where I enjoy just a classic European beer.
Okay. Sure.
I think once you get into the classic European beer category, there's
Sure,
a lot
sure.
of really great stuff.
Sure,
and
okay,
I'm
okay.
always up for that.
Okay.
I like beer.
Okay. Sure. Of course. We'll do one more local and one more import. We'll do. What about Guinness? What's your take on Guinness?
Guinness is
I mean, it's classic, but what do you
something that I miss, even though it's here. Like, I know James Joyce has the best Guinness that I've had in Taiwan.
think? They have it on tap. Yeah.
They have it on tap,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But I have a hard time finding the same Guinness flavor that I was familiar with. I think it's just the nature of
Export. Maybe.
all these brands. Well, I don't think Guinness is exporting from Dublin. I think they're brewing their Guinness somewhere inside of Asia. So
I actually heard that. Yeah. I heard that if you buy the bottle of Guinness in Taiwan and it's like the yellow label, it's like made in Malaysia or something. You have to buy like the cans, and that's from Dublin. I've heard, but I mean, you would know more about that than I do. I have no idea. That's what I've heard from quite a few people. Yeah.
one of the great things about the beer scene now is when I want to get a beer, I don't have to settle for some Malaysian Guinness. I can find. I know where to find things that I want.
You find a good stout somewhere, yeah. All right,
I can
cool.
find it.
All right, what about who we got? 55th Street.
I like 55th Street, of course.
Yeah.
Jack's a great friend.
Jack's a good guy. I love Jack.
Really good guy, and
yeah.
I think he's got a really interesting brew house where he can do a lot of small batch.
He's got lots of small batch, cool stuff popping up here and there.
I'm always happy when he contacts us, brings samples by.
All right,
some random thing he's making. Because like, some pretty off the wall ideas. So
no.
Most recently, we got his grapefruit stout.
Grapefruit stout. Okay. How'd that work out?
It was all right.
Unique, I bet. Yeah. Okay.
It's good beer.
What about last one, Red Point? Obviously, those
guys are assholes.
Yeah, that's what I hear, man. But I don't know them that well, so.
Total assholes. Well, we have a very friendly relationship with Red Point.
Okay.
Which is a funny story because not that we didn't in the beginning.
Sure.
Just they started roughly around the same time.
Yeah.
So we were going down a similar track.
It was like you two, basically, right? It was kind of, you were the first kind of two.
Yeah.
Kind of, right? Or I mean, kind of going around
in terms of American side of Taiwan, making
like mainstreamish ones, like kind of going for like the pale ale IPA sort of like, let's do that, right? Because I think when I came here, there was export beer a long time ago, but it's all Belgian, right? It's all Belgian beers everywhere, and I'm not sure why Taiwanese love the Belgian beer so much, but it's quite popular here. Yeah.
They're good beers. They're good beers. Yeah, I think they're still very popular. I think one of the interesting things about Belgian beer that's happened is the sour side of Belgians are becoming more and more popular here.
Very cool. Right on, brother. Let's jump on to the next one. Yeah.
All right. What's this one?
The next one is actually this bottle right here. It's made from a buddy of mine. That's it's called the Liberator, and it is by Flavor of the World. It's pretty sour, pretty spicy, and it made it onto the second round.
What is Flavor of the World?
Flavor of the World is it's a small company that makes uses local ingredients to make hot sauce. It's got good stuff, man. It's got some good stuff.
It's a hot sauce company inside Taiwan?
Yes, it is.
Maybe they should come on the show because I had no idea they existed.
Well, they will. They will. That's the whole point. Is
you can tell it's hot already from the smell.
The whole point of the show is to, because with a restaurant you meet so many, and in a bar you meet so many people, and kind of introducing, getting different eyes right onto different people. So. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Really tasty. It's got a great aroma.
It does. Good stuff, brother.
I love the smell of peppers.
Yes. So going from brewer all the way to taproom owner, what would you say some of the things that you like the most, and then some of the things you dislike the most, from like the beginning till now? Or now, yeah. Ooh, it's getting there. It's catching up. Yeah. Some of this.
My eye itches. I'm gonna scratch my eye.
Do not touch your eye. That's hint number one. Yeah. Yeah, don't touch your eye for sure.
I think
that's not
one
a good
of the
idea.
well, first of all,
Thank you. Bye guys. Thank you.
One of the great things about being in this industry is the
that's catching up there.
Amount of different types of challenges you have.
Sure. So do you have some particular good ones?
I studied English, right?
Okay.
Literature.
Sure. Oh.
That was my education. I learned how to write. And how to create logical arguments. How to use words to express the details and find your tone. So to go from that all the way into being a beer business owner where I'm using science for brewing, math, all types of different ways. I avoided math a ton.
Okay.
Then to go into being a taproom owner,
Yeah.
which is a
multi
whole
now.
other layer of
Yeah.
different unique challenges with marketing and
Yeah.
other layers of math.
Sure.
Also technical challenges with draft systems and whatnot.
Yeah. You guys build all your own systems, I think, or
Yeah, for the most part.
awesome.
I would say that the thing I enjoy the most, aside from having direct interaction with customers.
Okay.
As a
That's one of the
brewer, we
better
don't
things, yeah.
actually get to regularly talk directly or interface directly with
Sure.
the people who are actually
Agree.
drinking the
Yeah,
product.
yeah,
But at the
yeah.
tap room, we get to do that.
Okay.
I enjoy.
It's got to be similar to where you like somebody's sipping on your beer and they're just like, yeah, and you're kind of like,
Yeah,
you
it feels
get that
good.
feeling,
It feels
right?
good.
Yeah.
And before, in the beginning, we could only feel that when we went to events.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I would say that I really like all the creativity
Okay.
that we're able to tap into to create
Love it.
environments for
Okay.
people to come have a distinctly Taiwan experience.
I
Or
love
just,
that, yeah.
You know, like it's kind of really one of the reasons I moved to Taiwan was because I was working in a company in an office,
Okay. I didn't know that.
and it wasn't
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
Just working for a company.
What were
I
you
was-
doing? Okay, now I'm curious. Yeah, what were you doing? Yeah, you mean you weren't born making beer? No.
No, I was working in a
Okay.
major corporation.
Okay.
In an office doing
An office
being
guy.
a cog in the wheel, if you will.
Okay, sure. Okay.
And I was always dreaming about. You see like an old time movie, and you see Main Street
Yeah, sure.
back in time, and there's
Sure.
20 shops on Main Street, and they know everybody. You know, they have relationships with all the people in the community. And I
love
said,
it.
like, I just have no relationship with the people in my community. I wake up in this part of town, take the subway to this part of town, finish up my day, and come back to this part of town.
Yeah. So like Cheers, you want to, people that know your name and you know people's names and stuff, right? Yeah,
For
remember
sure,
that old show? Yeah.
I think that's the
Yeah, no,
that's the best part of
that was a
having
big
tap
motivation.
room and
Okay.
and then
Is there
Once
one
kind of-
that you can pick out that's not so good? Is there one thing about doing it, like doing what you're doing now, that's not so good, or it's all good? Puppies and
I'm kind of
rainbows
it's
and-
all good.
Yeah. Okay.
I would
Okay.
say the thing that's frustrating is just balancing all the different work that we have to do across
The
brewing
entrepreneur
company.
life. Yeah.
and this thing, it runs you a little bit thin sometimes, and when I see us not doing the best work we could do in some particular facet of
Yeah.
something,
Sure. Okay.
it makes me feel like bummed.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
it's like,
of course.
"Oh, I
yeah.
wish I could have done that better, but you just can't be everywhere all the time.
It's tough, and then you have to delegate, right? And then, no matter how much you train on the delegation and stuff, it's hard to like. No one's gonna be able to copy you. No one's gonna be able to do what you're doing 100%, right? So you got to kind of learn to. I've had to learn also to settle. I mean, I try
To
not to settle. It's like okay.
I guess
well,
yeah, settling is a good word for it.
You know what I mean? It's like but I mean, like I got great people right now, but I mean, I'm always like, oh, this has to be like, this is when you flip it, and this is when
Right,
you do
but,
it,
I
and
mean,
this
I
is
think
when you spray it.
When
and
you say settling, it's
Yeah.
not you're not settling because
yeah,
your people aren't doing the right job.
yeah,
I mean, you're settling because you weren't able to put yourself there physically to provide the degree of leadership you needed to get
Sure.
what
Agree.
you
I
feel
agree with
like
you.
would not be you settling it. So or not settling.
and I also think that it's training, right? Because there are ways to get the training to the level where it should be. I'm still working on it. You know, like that's the plan for the year 2020. I'll get that all.
Yeah,
That's my goal.
2019
Yeah.
was broadcasting live from Eddy's.
That's right.
and
Yeah, that's
2020 is
right. Let's
training.
go.
All right.
Yeah, we let this. So
I
that's
feel
the
that.
plan, man. 2019. This is it. We're doing the live show. Just putting some eyes on the people that we think needs eyes, and not that need, but that we want people to see. Cool people doing cool stuff. That's basically it.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, let's get on the next one. You ready?
That was
Okay.
really good.
That was good. So now this
Getting
one.
into the realness here.
This is also a creamy one that we make with creamy base. This one uses the Thai chili peppers, the little small Thai ones. You know those, the little bird's eye. Yeah. So get on it, man. So it's getting up there. It's getting real. It should be getting real.
I feel like there's still like some raw chili peppers in this sauce.
They're cooked. They're cooked.
They're crunchy.
This is one of my one of the newer ones that we've been making, and because I'm always making sauces with habaneros and ghosts and stuff, that's really rare, and jalapenos. But then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna make a few with stuff that's always available, you know. And so that's one of them.
The
Thai,
flavor's amazing.
Yeah. This is the Thai one. It's been going pretty well. This one,
It's a very familiar taste to me.
because the Thai chilies, they're probably used in a lot of things that you eat, right? So yeah, that one. I mean, the cayenne, the Thai, those were kind of experiments that had worked out, I think. So
I like this one a lot.
yeah, it's pretty good. This one, I think, right? It's getting there. So, are there any breweries that you have on your bucket list, or like we were talking about, you know, the beer hotel? Would you actually like to check that out, or is there or like Oktoberfest in Munich or
Well,
stuff
that's
like
a good
that?
question, actually.
Yeah, bucket list, man.
I would say one of the biggest bucket list items I have is Alpine.
Okay.
And it's really crazy because I went to San Diego.
Yep.
My brother used to live in Southern California. I went down to visit him, and it was my dad's birthday,
Okay.
70th birthday. And
Okay.
we're like, all right,
Oh,
let's
nice.
do a boys' trip down to San Diego.
Beautiful.
And Matt was telling me
and Matt
all
was
about
on a
how to get
boat.
to San Diego, you know, like where to go. And I was like, I'm going to dip into the
You're going to the horchata, yeah. The milk and the horchata, yeah. Help yourself, whatever you need, man.
Woo!
I already had a little bit of milk, to be
I'm
honest.
feeling that.
Yeah. How's the lips? Yeah.
Lips are good. Well, so we had a family trip, my dad's birthday, going to San Diego for the first time.
Yeah.
Not first time, but for the first time as a beer tourist.
Sure, that's amazing. Yeah.
Matt's telling me what to do. I'm like, all I want to do is go drink Alpine.
Okay. Nice.
But Alpine's not really in San Diego downtown.
Where
It's
is
in Alpine? Kind of like
okay.
outside, like in the mountain up outside of San
Okay.
Diego.
Okay.
So we had this plan. Tell my brother we're gonna go.
Okay. You're going to Alpine.
But earlier in the trip, we go to Santa Barbara
Okay.
for a wine country tour. My family really likes
Are
it.
you a wine guy as well, or?
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
That's like my family's happy place.
Okay. The wine. Okay. Wineries and stuff like that. Yeah.
For Thanksgiving. All right.
Good.
And on the way
Taking
back,
off? Okay. See you later, man. Bye.
we get stuck in LA Thanksgiving traffic
Okay.
on the way back down.
Oh.
Irvine.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
My brother says, I'm not taking the car down to San Diego.
Okay.
So then we're stuck taking a train.
Yeah.
And then we get to San Diego, and no one has any interest in taking Uber all the way out to Alpine.
Really?
This close.
You're so close.
So
Okay.
close.
So close yet so far. Yeah. Okay. And so you guys never went.
No, and what's
never
really
went.
strange is
Okay.
I didn't see any Alpine or any taps inside San Diego. That was the weirdest part.
Really? Okay.
I mean, we probably went to 8 bars that day.
Well, San Diego's like a hotbed, right? There's probably every street's got a brewery. Is that how that works down there? Or?
The thing I took away from San Diego there was, I mean, San Diego was awesome for sure, but
Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't say bummed, but I was
Okay.
surprised by how much Modern Times there was on taps everywhere.
Really?
Like, man, I get Modern Times in Taiwan. It didn't even come all the
And
way
it's
to San
good.
Diego
It's
for
definitely
modern
good
times.
for sure. Yeah,
I
that's.
wanted Alpine.
Oh man. Okay.
So that was a little bit of a surprise.
That is a bummer. Yeah. Yeah.
But I would like to go to Guinness.
Yeah,
That would be
like
pretty sweet.
literally have it from the actual,
Sure.
taps in Guinness, right, in Ireland. Yeah. So that's the top two. Yeah, you're thinking the two you want to hit up.
But I mean, when you said Oktoberfest, that sounds pretty great too.
Yeah, I mean, I actually, the plan was this year. I was supposed to go to Oktoberfest. I was going to go out with Roland, and get some more of that. We're going to go with Roland, but it didn't pan out this time. So hopefully next year. Yeah.
I would also be interested in going to Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Try some of the European beers. One of the cool things is like Mexico, for example. They have like this tequila train, right? So when I was a kid, we drove through Mexico. We drove through tequila, and it was cool, but it was like dirt roads. It was really underdeveloped and stuff. And any time that your dad would pull over at a stop sign or something, people would just like knock on the door, like pop, 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 and he'd roll the window down, and he would just giving samples of tequila. I'd be like, hey, try some of this, try some of this. So as a kid, I thought that was really cool. We had this barrel at home, which was pretty awesome. But now apparently they have like tequila trains and they have like big tours, and it's really touristy and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I like tequila. You can't drink that much of it before that's the difference. With beers, you can sit there and you can sip on beer all day.
Right.
But if you're sipping on tequila all day, it's a short day for me anyway. Yeah, it's a short day.
I went to Mexico City about 3 or 4 years ago and went to a mezcal bar. And
Okay, nice.
it's just kind of like I enjoyed all of it, but
Yeah.
I couldn't taste the difference after like 3 or 4 mezcals.
That's what happens. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and they're really smoky, right? Mezcals are really smoky.
Oh, they were. Yeah,
They
they
are
were pretty
smoked,
flavorful.
right?
I mean, the menu was actually pretty cool because they tell you what to expect. It was almost like,
Okay.
in a way, like drinking whiskey. They kind of like, this
That's
one's
cool.
peaty, this one's smoky. Or they
That's
give you
cool.
a little bit of an expectation of what kind of.
I actually have that with wine, but my wine palate is not very good because I was never raised drinking wine. I don't really. The only reason we have wine is because we have the restaurants and some people ask for wine. We have wine, but I'm not a big wine guy. So
Right.
when I go around and try, all the flavors and stuff, and after a couple, I have that same feeling. I'm like, wow, they all kind of, well, this one's white. This one's red. Okay, that's
I think
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a lot of same wine. Then you have one wine, you're like, whoa, that was something else for sure.
Well, I actually had that experience with coffee recently.
Really?
I have for me, coffee's been always. Again, I'm not a huge coffee guy. I'll have coffee just as a social sort of a thing, right? It's all good. Just like a social event, like I'll go for a coffee with buddies or whatever. If we're not drinking beer, we'll do coffee. And a friend of mine, he started to import beans he's from Panama, and his wife is also from Panama. And so they start to import beans from Panama, and he would come up and do like, I don't even know what it's called, but they'd have this like glass sort of vase deal with like a filter in it, and they kind of like, they pour the hot water. It's got to be like 90 degrees, and you pour it right into your cup, and it kind of slow drips into your cup. And it was the best coffee I've ever had in my life. And I had it, and it was like hearty, and it was meaty, and I thought, oh my god, meaty? That's crazy. It's coffee. Because coffee usually just tastes the same to me.
Right.
People are like, oh, this blend and this blend. And I'm like, again, tastes the same. But again, with food, obviously I taste the difference because I do a lot with food. But yeah, coffee and that, I had some good coffee, and it was pretty nice,
I
man.
think it's kind of the joy of
Yeah,
the culinary industry.
sure.
And, I put beer and wine and everything in this idea of
Yep.
flavor.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
it's really nice to have
Yeah.
choice about what flavor you specifically. What do you want, and how do you combine it with something
Agreed.
else?
Yeah. Speaking of that, do you have any favorites so far of the wings?
I actually really like number 3, the one you said was up and down.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I like the
okay,
Thai
yeah.
chili
Yeah,
one.
the
And
Thai one. Okay.
number
The next
6
one
was also great.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep going. Let's keep going. You're next. What do we got next? Okay, I'll let you.
This one's a little bit more of a dry.
It's getting it. Yeah. Well, that's. Yeah, it looks like he put a little bit less on, but that's probably for safety.
Showing us
reasons.
Murphy.
Maybe
Murphy?
it's possible. It's possible. Yeah. So you let me know how that one works.
That's good.
Yeah. Not too spicy. Not bad.
No,
It's all right. Okay. Cool.
I'm liking it all, man. I'm
Right.
you know, if the nose runs, you sweat a little bit. You
Yeah.
start to, your vision blurs. Is that not what we're supposed to be doing when we eat?
That is what we're doing. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So that one's actually made with ghost peppers.
Mm.
Yeah. So that one is made with ghost peppers and again,
These are Taiwanese ghost peppers.
yeah. I mean, grown here. Yeah. Yeah. But so yeah, most of the stuff that all the stuff that we use is locally grown. So there's a few farms around that if you can find these, there's probably 3 or 4 farms that are semi-small that we order from, and they call us up and like, hey, we got this, we got that, we got scorpions, we got so yeah, pretty good, man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty good. So, what do you think about spicy beer?
Spicy beer.
Yeah, I tried
You know
a
what?
couple and I was like,
I remember in our pre-conversation having this, one of the things you were kind of interested in talking about a little bit was actually sea brew.
okay,
So sea brew is going to be in Taiwan next year,
okay.
which is a kind of a big deal.
What
because
is Sebrew for those
It's
that
the
don't know what
Southeast
that is?
Asia Brewers Conference. So it's
Okay.
the Asia Regional Brewers Conference. Tends to draw brewers from all over the,
Okay. All over
Southeast
Southeast
Asia
Asia.
and also Japan and Korea.
What is the draw them here for what, or draw them somewhere for?
Well, it's an opportunity for everybody to get together, network, talk shop.
Okay,
There's a lot of trade show and tech stuff people talk about.
Okay.
So for
ooh, that one's spicy.
yeah, it's heat.
Yeah,
But when I was in Sebrew, I was talking to a Thai brewer and I said, "Hey, have you ever used what is the reed
hottest?
they use so much in Thai cooking? I forget the name of it.
it's probably the bird's eye one or what?
No, they use a reed.
a reed.
I forget
Oh,
what it's called.
I don't know. I have no idea.
The heat has rattled my brain.
Okay, yeah, that's what it does. It does that. Yeah, for sure. I was worried it wasn't going to. I thought, oh man. Okay.
But I was mentioning some of the kind of culinary ingredients used in
Yeah.
Thai cuisine. I was like,
Yeah.
do you ever use these in your beers and stuff? And he said, you know what? We tried a couple times, but we found out that people don't like food elements in their beer.
Okay.
And I kind of agree with that. I'm not like super into having my beer taste like food.
Sure.
So I don't
Pairing with
necessarily
food is
want
nice, yeah.
spicy beer.
Yeah.
It's not something I would drink a lot of.
I've had 2 experiences with it in Taiwan. I've had this one that was called Hellfire. It was like an imperial stout. It was spicy, but it wasn't like overpowering spicy. It was kind of like warm you up spicy. It was like, it had a nice feel. It was good.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that. I mean, I didn't drink much of it because it was like 300 a freaking bottle, and it was very limited, and I had 2 or 3 customers that just went to town and loved it. So I'm like, okay, that's yours. It was good. And then there was the Ballast Point Habanero. Did you try that? Sculpin Habanero Sculpin IPA or whatever. That one just tastes like super duper spicy, and even though I like spice and I enjoy spice and I eat it, I didn't enjoy that. It was just, for me, it was just an overpowering spice.
Well, I think one of the difficulties is
Rebecca, can you get another water and horchata? One more water, one more horchata. Yeah, thanks.
I killed my horchata.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. That's very good.
I think one of the challenges, and you see it over and over again here with the mala.
I'm gonna make a mala hot sauce pretty soon too. Yeah.
But I think that it's an intoxicating aroma, and I really like the type of spice.
Yeah. But in a drink, you want that in a drink.
In a beer, do I really want that? Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are doing it, and I've had some that are okay. So.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've had the two. I've had the Hellfire, which was amazing, and I've had the Ballast Point Sculpin IPA, which we actually bought a case because people always want spicy at a Mexican restaurant. So the Ballast Point, we bought a case, and the idea of it, people are like, oh yeah, spicy this, spicy that, spicy beer, let's do it. And then they buy the beer, they have it in their glass, and almost no one finished it. I mean, a lot of them had, especially the Taiwanese, they had like a few sips and then they just left it there. That was the end. And they were just like, wow. Which is rough because
poured it back in the bottle and put the cap back on and sold it to the next person?
Exactly, yeah, that's what we did. That's a good
game plan.
Yeah, that's a good plan. That's
in a way, the habanero sculpin is probably your biggest ROI.
That's probably it, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it's case in point. Like, who really wants to drink something spicy?
Yeah. I mean, I like the coffees and the chocolatey ones and all. I love the chocolatey ones more than I should because I'm a big chocolate guy. But yeah, the spicy ones are tough, man. It's tough for me. If you had the chance to collab with any brewery or brewer in the world, who would you choose? Don't say Jim.
Have to go with Alpine, man.
Okay, Alpine. Okay. So Alpine.
I would want to
23.
go learn from the masters.
Okay.
Like.
Have you guys ever reached out to Alpine?
Alpine?
Why not? Be like, what's up?
Matt knows. Matt regularly goes back and hangs out with this guy.
Okay.
I think he's cultivating a relationship.
That's good.
Other than that, I think it'd be really cool.
You'd be amazed, man. People now in this era, they want to do the collabs, man. People are like, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm not guaranteeing you they're gonna say yeah.
Actually, speaking of collabs, I have a plug.
Let's have it. I've been waiting for you to plug something for freak's sake, dude. Jeez. All right. What you got?
Battle Brew with Red Point and 23's round 2's coming out very soon.
Okay. How did round 1 go? I didn't have a chance to make it out to check it out.
Round 1 was. I don't want to talk about round 1.
Okay.
Suffice to say, I was not on the winning team.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I get it.
Spencer and I have.
So you, Spencer, Doug, and Matt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spencer and I have from the reports from the brewery, a very hoppy beer.
Okay.
And from the reports from the brewery, Doug and Matt have a very, very hoppy beer.
Okay.
And both teams are using different hops.
Okay.
Than we normally use in any of our beers.
Okay. Well, we don't want to spill the beans, but when are we going to have a chance to try that?
Probably 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah,
so you have an event for that, like a battle of the brews?
We'll probably have a launch party at the tap rooms downtown.
Okay. And are you selling kegs of your stuff there, or is that just for like a one-off sort of couple kegs that you're going to keep in-house?
I don't know, Eddie, are you interested?
Yeah, I'm always interested. Right. That's why I'm asking.
Maybe we can talk. I'll talk to the guys, see if we can get some battle brews up here.
Why not? I'm interested. I'm always interested.
Maybe you can become a voting depot.
I'm interested. I'm always interested, yeah.
The thing about the battle brews is people have to vote which one they like.
Okay.
If you wanted to set a battle brews, you'd have to take on the responsibility of being an unbiased third-party voting location.
No problem. I do accept bribes, just so you know. Yeah, for sure, yeah.
But
awesome.
Gotta buy them from 23 and not Red Point.
Done. I can do that. No problem. Very nice. So I think we made it to the last one, man.
I actually have to say, like, the ghost pepper really started to like.
It came at the end, right? It comes later.
What is this one?
So this one, I'll be honest, he didn't put as much sauce as he usually does, because one time he put a bunch of sauce on and he absolutely it was rough. It was rough. So this one is made with Trinidad scorpions, which are even hotter than ghost peppers. And this is another sauce that's made by Flavor the World. And this is the one that's this is hot. This is hot stuff. So I actually don't know how much is in it, but I'm pretty sure it's like just pure.
I can feel
paste.
the pain.
The pain.
I can feel the pain already. So how many scorpions were killed to make this wing sauce?
72 and a half. A couple of children were in there as well.
Good Lord. This is something.
Yeah. Ooh. The first time it was completely caked. Like the very first time.
It was like red.
It was like completely just caked. Like the Taiwan. And I went home and I was like in pain. I thought, okay, this is pretty rough. This is pretty rough. And I remember one of the creators, he was telling me that one of the things he does when he's trying a lot of hot sauce is before he does that, he does baking soda. He has a shot of like little water and baking soda. And I had forgot to do that. So I told him, I thought to myself, well, let me just try that afterwards. And that wasn't a good idea because, you know, the old volcano experiment when you're a kid, you know, the vinegar and the baking soda. It was rough. I was in pain for a few minutes, man. It was pretty bad. Yeah. You made it, man.
I did.
You
Ooh,
did it.
This was an awesome ride, man.
It was a good one. I'm glad you came out to do it, man.
I have to say the highlight was the wings.
The highlight was the wings. Yeah, okay.
I apologize for anybody who tuned in because the highlight was the wings.
Man, I think it was good. I had a good time. I mean, I got to know some more about you, and I have some more questions about the club. I mean, when's the club opening? When's the comedy club open? Ooh, that one's creeping.
The club is opening.
Yeah, that's creeping, man. Damn. Okay.
I guess the 14th we're gonna have family, friends, and comedian.
Okay.
Jesus.
There you go.
And then
We don't mess
the
around
first open mic night will be the following Monday.
Okay.
And that Friday and Saturday we'll be kind of launching into our first main shows. I think you probably would want to. I think what we're going to do is we're going to update the website with all these details. Cause
is that 23.com or what is it? 23brew.com?
23 Comedy.
Oh, the comedy website. Okay.
So if you already follow the 23 Comedy website, it's going to be the same.
We have a
website.
link in the description for that. So yeah. Ooh, that's a creeper, huh? That one.
That is something.
Got some staying power. That one, huh?
That is something. That will have some of our startup calendar. Right now, I'm really inundated with finishing the place, so I'm not putting my
sure, understandable.
full attention to what the programming is quite yet.
Understandable. So the last question is, if you had the Mount Rushmore of breweries, top 4 brewers you would throw on Mount Rushmore, who would they be?
Top 4. I guess I'll just go
Alpine.
I'll just I'm not gonna do like.
You can throw your guys up. You can throw 23 on there, man.
I'm gonna go with breweries that really influenced me.
Yeah. Sure. What you got?
Sam Adams.
Okay. So I love the Sam Adams Boston Lager.
Sierra Nevada.
Okay. Ooh, that's rough.
I would go with 6 Point out of New York. And
Okay. I don't know that one actually. Okay.
oh, I mean, it's like the last one. There's 4, right? Mount Rushmore.
There's 4, yeah. It's tough to choose 4, right?
Yeah, it's hard. Like, I'm gonna go with a really random
Okay.
beer that I got into. I don't even know who brewed it
Okay. Okay. It's hard to
because
put
it
him on
was
Rushmore.
so early into my beer drinking. Like this was like high school into college. I think it was called Dundee's Honey Brown.
Oh, honey brown.
It was like a honey brown.
Okay.
But that beer really affected me profoundly because that was the first beer where I was really like, this is something different.
That
right?
didn't taste like
You know, it was
lager.
probably just a random commercial macro beer, but
Uh-huh.
it was different enough that it was exciting.
It
And I
veered you
really,
onto the path of craft beer, perhaps, yeah? Okay.
well, like, one of the things that I kind of want to come back to is all the kind of work that we're doing with our ventures and creating spaces like Public and Music Room and the comedy is we don't want to put beer on a pedestal because that's not how it was for us, like Matt and I when we were growing
Okay.
up. You know, like this idea of craft beer is up here on this like different level. It was just beer.
You're not growing out
But-
your beard and
No,
flannel,
it was just
flannel
you know,
tops,
it was
no?
not very. It was not like that at all. It was
Okay.
just that was kind of beer.
Yeah.
I would go in and I remember drinking Elysian Jasmine IPA all the time. And I never thought twice about it.
Yeah.
It was just that's what there was this beer at rock clubs and there was beer at
Yeah.
the neighborhood bar.
Sure.
There was beer and it was all kinds of different things and you would try it all the time. And I got to Taiwan and then all of a sudden beer was just one thing, right?
Lager, yeah.
Asia lager.
Yeah, Asia lager.
And I don't, you know, I think one of the things about our company that we really try to do is to, like I said, we don't want to put beer on a pedestal, but we also want to help people differentiate that this is something different.
Sure.
So we have to use the craft beer thing. But
Yeah, of course.
I like the fact that people can go to our pub, have a beer.
Yeah.
I like the fact that people can go here, DJ over here, have a beer. I like the fact that people can go to a comedy club, have a beer.
Yeah.
It's not about
I agree.
You know.
Yeah.
it's not about trying to present beer in some sort of
So you're
pretentious
not growing out the
manner.
beard
It's
and,
just
and
about-
the flannel anytime
So-
soon, yeah.
I think we're really very much focused on
Just enjoy the freaking beer.
just drink the beer.
Just drink the beer and enjoy it.
Just drink the beer.
So the message of the day is just drink the beer. If you like it, it's good.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter what the ABV is or what rate beer says. If you like it, it's good beer,
It's a good point.
right? That's what I think. I mean, that was the advice I got from a friend of mine who was, we went out for some wines because I said, I better learn something about wine before I start to sell it. So we got all these wines and I got this really fruity red and I'm like, hey, this is pretty good. I like this. He's like, you like that? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I really enjoy that. It's pretty good. And he's like, well, then it's good. Then it's good wine. It doesn't matter if it's the cheapest one or the most expensive. Then it's good. So I said, touche. All right. I agree.
It's good advice. It's good advice. Don't get caught up in the hype.
Yeah. So this guy, he made it pretty easily, I have to say, all through all the wings today. I suspected that he would. But yeah, so I mean, we're done for the evening here. Thank you for coming out. Do you have anything that you want to add to the end of the show here?
Well, I want to thank you for the tasty sauces, and I look forward to more sauces coming out of Eddy's.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything I had was delicious. I
Thank
think
you.
maybe looking back on it, number 3 might be my favorite.
Really? That's
followed by the
amazing.
Thai chili. For pure flavor, just
Okay.
the aroma.
Okay. Beauty.
And yes, we have a comedy club opening very soon, next month. Or this month. It's already
It's
December.
already December,
Lost
man.
track of
Get
time.
on it. Get
Lost
on
track
it. It's
of time.
December. So the comedy club this month, you will see this man there pouring your beer for the first little while at least.
Right?
Right? So you want to meet this good man? You go down to the comedy club on Linson Bay, right? It's a very easy location to remember, right? The street name is easy to remember if you've
Right.
been in Taiwan for a while. So that's it. Thank you guys for checking out the show, and thank you for coming out, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.
Right on.
Right on.